Hello. Today I'm going to talk about transit-oriented development, or TOD. This is part of a series of presentations to help stakeholders think about the future of transit in southern Maine. We sometimes treat transportation and land use as if they were separate universes of policy, funding, and decision-making. But the two are intimately related. And today I'm going to talk about creating development that is organized around transit stations as a way to promote transit use, smart growth, and quality of life. In the brief time we have today, I'll be presenting a high-level overview of transit-oriented development. If you're interested in learning more, the Federal Transit Administration has a wealth of TOD information on its website, as do many other agencies and organizations. First, a quick word about myself. My name is Al Rain. I work at AECOM, where I'm the National Practice Director for Transit-Oriented Development. I live in Boston, and I've been fortunate enough to advise transit agencies, regional planning organizations, and other TOD stakeholders all across the country. So what is transit-oriented development? It's compact, walkable development that's not only built near transit, but is oriented to it. What does that mean? As these pictures suggest, TOD often represents some combination of density to take full advantage of the transit service, a mix of land uses to create a bustling, vibrant destination, a safe, welcoming place to walk, bicycle, connect to transit, or just relax, and in many cases, less parking than you'd have to build in a non-transit location. One thing TOD is not is a cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all solution. In a big regional downtown like Vancouver, which you see here, or Boston, TOD means towers and subways. But in a mid-sized downtown like Portland's, or in a neighborhood or village center, it means development that's smaller in scale and character. TOD is a flexible vision that can succeed in a variety of contexts, large, small, and in between, for regions that want to create great places for people. TOD can also work with any kind of transit. When you hear about transit-oriented development, you may well think of rail, and plenty of TOD is associated with regional rail, subways, or light rail. The Downeaster intermodal stations would be good candidates. But TOD can also work with bus rapid transit, with frequent, well-established bus routes, and with ferry terminals, like the Casco Bay hub on Commercial Street. The key isn't any one specific transit mode. It's choosing reliable transit services of appropriate capacity that connect to each other and can be woven into the fabric of the region and its key destinations. Successful TOD requires a strategy at the community level and often at the regional level. In my experience, there are two basic strategies. One is to fit new transit service into existing areas of transit-supportive land use, building up the transit service to reinforce the development and density that are already there. The second strategy is to locate new service and new stations where there's available land and emerging market demand to generate new transit-oriented development. Very often, a single well-planned transit corridor can advance both of these strategies. TOD is complicated, more complicated than transit alone or development alone. It requires coordination between transportation and land use planners, between local and regional governments, and between the public and private sectors. It can be a challenge to create an environment where all these actors can work together to deliver plans and projects, but the rewards can be very significant. Successful TOD can enhance a region's economic competitiveness by attracting tomorrow's workforce and connecting them to jobs. It can help reduce the cost of living through less expensive commuting that offsets rising housing prices. And by providing a bigger bang for our infrastructure dollar, TOD is good for the public's bottom line. Successful TOD is also very good for the environmental bottom line. By supporting growth without sprawl, It helps reduce the loss of farmland and open space while reinforcing traditional town centers. It reduces energy consumption in buildings and neighborhoods. And by giving more people a genuine alternative to driving in their daily commute, TOD reduces greenhouse gas emissions. I hope this quick overview has been a useful introduction to the concept of transit-oriented development. There's a lot of opportunity in communities across the country to create vibrant, sustainable places connected to each other by transit, including here in southern Maine. The reward could be a greater Portland region of highly desirable transit-oriented communities where people want to live and work, where businesses want to locate, and where developers want to invest. Thank you.